Today we're taking a look at these NBA matches, which are happening on Thursday, December 1st, 2022, and giving you match breakdowns, betting tips and predictions in general on these games. Welcome back to High Stakes. Before we dive into our video, don't forget to subscribe and push that notification bell to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos. Also, check out our perks and join the High Stakes membership. Joining the High Stakes membership is easy, is cheap, but it will help a lot in the growth process of this channel. Plus, if you would like more betting tips and predictions, then check out our Patreon in the link down below. Our new Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money. Multiple plans are available for each and every one of you. By becoming a member of the High Stakes Patreon, you will have access to our best team picks, total picks, parlay picks and much more. Stop wasting hours of your time searching for bad betting predictions that ends up costing you a lot of time and money. Join the highstack.es Patreon now and get the best betting picks. Going back to our video, we will give you 2 betting picks for each game, a team pick and a total pick based on facts and detailed explanation. So make sure to watch our videos till the end so you don't miss any of our picks. Detroit Pistons vs Dallas Mavericks. The Mavericks snapped their 4-game losing streak with a win over the Warriors in their last game. They will try to keep the momentum going with a win over the Pistons, which will give them their 2nd win in a row. Dallas is averaging 109.4 points per game. They scored 116 points in their last game, making 46.2% of their field goals and 34.1% of their three-pointers. Luka Doncic led the Mavericks with 41 points, 12 rebounds, 12 assists, and 4 steals. Tim Hardaway Jr. finished with 22 points and 4 rebounds, while Spencer Dinwiddie added 14 points, 2 assists, and 2 steals. Dallas has played well defensively, giving up 107.6 points per game. They gave up 113 points in their last game and will need to do a better job if they want to get the win. The Pistons aren't playing well at the moment and come into this game on a 3-game losing streak. They will try to snap their streak with a win over the Mavericks, which will give them their 3rd win in their last 6 games. Detroit is averaging 109.1 points per game. They scored 110 points in their last game, making 50.6% of their field goals and 33.3% of their three-pointers. Isaiah Stewart led the Pistons with 19 points and 5 rebounds. Marvin Bagley III finished with 13 points and 7 rebounds, while Bojan Bogdanovic added 13 points and 2 assists. The Pistons have lost 10 of their last 12 games and 4 straight home games. They aren't very good offensively, and they played worse in their last 3 games, scoring less than 105 points per game. They also struggled from the free throw line during the stretch, making less than 70% of their shots from the charity stripe. Their rebounding has also dropped off during the stretch, and they've been very careless with the ball, which will be a problem against the Mavericks, who average more than 8 steals per game and are holding opponents under 110 points per game, so expect the Pistons to struggle offensively in this game. The Mavericks also struggled in recent games, but they have been playing well offensively, scoring 114 points per game in their last 3 games. They have done a good job rebounding the ball, and they do a good job protecting the ball. The Pistons have one of the worst defenses in the league, and they are just as bad at home, where they are giving up more than 115 points per game and will have a hard time slowing down the Mavericks. Go with Dallas to cover the spread. Dallas entered its game at home against Golden State on a 4-game losing skid, and early on it appeared the streak would end as they led 36-24 after the first quarter, but were then outscored 30-19 in the second. The game was back and forth, and a missed 3 by the Warriors at the end sealed the victory. In the game, they were led by Luka Doncic, who had a triple-triple with 41 points and 12 rebounds and 12 assists. Tim Hardaway Jr. added 22 points, while Spencer Dinwiddie and Josh Green chipped in with 14 and 13 points, respectively. Detroit was expected to make some big improvements this season, but that is far from the case as they are 5-18 and dead last in the NBA. In their last game against the Knicks, they were blown out 140-110 as they trailed 70-56 at the half and then were outscored 38-21 to really secure the game. In the loss, they were led by Isaiah Stewart, who had 19 points, while Bojan Bogdanovic and Marvin Bagley III had 13. Meanwhile, Jalen Duren had 12 points, while Corey Joseph, Saddiq Bey, and Killian Hayes all had 11 points. The Dallas Mavericks are averaging 109.4 points on 46.7% shooting and allowing 107.6 points on 47.7% shooting. Luka Doncic is averaging 33.5 points and 8.6 assists, while Spencer Dinwiddie is averaging 17 points and 3 rebounds. Christian Wood is the third double-digit scorer, and Tim Hardaway Jr. is grabbing 2.2 rebounds. The Dallas Mavericks are shooting 34.4% from beyond the arc and 72.7% from the free throw line. All-star Luka Doncic led all scorers with 41 points, 14 to 27 FG, to go along with 12 rebounds and 12 assists. Tim Hardaway Jr. chipped in 22 points and 4 rebounds for the Mavericks, who connected on 15 for 44 from long range. The Detroit Pistons have lost 3 straight games and rank last in the league in defensive efficiency. On Tuesday, Detroit was torched for 70 points in each half of an ugly 140-110 home loss versus New York. The Pistons, 5-18, were dominated on the glass by a 51-30 margin and allowed the Knicks to shoot a sizzling 56% from the field. Isaiah Stewart led 6 Detroit players in double figures with 19 points, 6 to 13 FG, and 5 rebounds. Bojan Bogdanovic and Marvin Bagley III scored 13 points apiece for the Pistons, who were outscored 68-50 in the paint. The Dallas Mavericks are allowing 36.3% shooting from deep and are grabbing 38.2 rebounds per game. The Detroit Pistons are averaging 109.1 points on 44.3% shooting and allowing 117.7 points on 48.6% shooting. Bojan Bogdanovic is averaging 20.3 points and 3.8 rebounds, while Cade Cunningham is averaging 19.9 points and 6 assists. Jaden Ivey is the third double-digit scorer, and Alec Burks is grabbing 2.1 rebounds. The Detroit Pistons are shooting 33.2% from beyond the arc and 77.9% from the free throw line. The Detroit Pistons are allowing 34.5% shooting from deep and are grabbing 42.2 rebounds per game. The Pistons has struggled offensively this season as they are averaging just 109.1 ppg, which ranks 27th, while defensively they are allowing 117.7, which is 29th. As a team, they are shooting just 44.3% from the field, which ranks 29th, and 33.2% from 3. Meanwhile, they have been led by Bogdanovic, who's averaging 20.3 ppg, while Cade Cunningham is chipping in with 19.9 points, and Jaden Ivey is averaging 16.2 points. Although Detroit has been giving up a ton of points, I like the under in this matchup due to how good Dallas's defense is. I have a hard time thinking Detroit will be able to get 100 points against this defense, while the Mavericks are only averaging just 109.4 ppg. Meanwhile, Dallas plays at the slowest pace in the NBA as they play at a pace of 97.8, while Detroit is playing at a pace of 102, which ranks 15th. Even though the Pistons will push the pace, they won't be able to make a ton of shots, which has been a problem for them. Take the under 222 points here.